The 2023 NFL Draft is almost here, so I decided why not take a look back at every NFL team's 5 most recent first-round draft picks and give them a grade of either hit, miss, or mid, MID. Disclaimer, I am only going to be grading the players by what they did for the team that drafted them, not their entire careers. Enjoy the video, folks. Arizona Cardinals, Hassan Reddick, 2017. Reddick played 4 years with the Cardinals. His first 3 were pretty quiet before he broke out for 12.5 sacks his last year in 2020. Overall, his career has been a hit, but just with the Cardinals, mid. 2018, Josh Rosen. Simply put, Josh Rosen is one of the biggest draft busts in NFL history, so miss. 2019, Kyler Murray. I'll say Kyler is a hit, but he hasn't ascended to elite status like I thought he would by this point of his career. 2020, Isaiah Simmons. Simmons is an athletic freak and has gotten steadily better each year of his career, but he still hasn't become a dominant player like many expected. I'm going to say he's been mid. Zaven Collins, 2021. Another linebacker with massive potential who still hasn't reached it yet. I'll say he's been mid, although he could be a hit in very short order. Atlanta Falcons, 2019. Caleb McGarry. McGarry's been a consistent starter along the line over the last 4 years and has gotten better, but still falls just short of being a hit. He's mid. 2019, Chris LINDSTROM. It took him some time, but LINDSTROM has finally hit his stride, becoming one of the most dominant run blockers in the league. Hit. 2020, AJ Terrell. Terrell had a monster 2021 season before declining slightly in 2022, but he still has a bright future. Hit. 2021, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts has been good, but when you're the highest drafted tight end ever and a physical freak, we expect more than just 3 touchdowns in 2 seasons. Mid. 2022, Drake London. It's only been 1 year, but London had a very promising rookie season, so I'm going to say hit. Baltimore Ravens, 2020, Patrick Queen. Queen got off to a bit of a slow start, but finally seemed to break out last year. Hit. 2021, Odafe Owa. Double O had a very impressive rookie season, but somewhat declined a bit last year, leaving him in the mid category for now. 2021, Rashad Bateman has only 800 yards in 2 years and 3 touchdowns. So far, he's been a miss. 2022, Tyler Linderbaum. A starter along the offensive line as a rookie last year. He was solid, if not spectacular. So far, I'd say mid. 2022, Kyle Hamilton. Hamilton was graded extremely well as a rookie by PFF last year and looks to be a future star. He looks like a hit. Buffalo Bills, 2018, Tremaine Edmunds. Edmunds put up a lot of stats, but he wasn't quite as good as his stats would indicate, as Bills fans will tell you. He's also on a new team now, so that pick was mid. 2018, Josh Allen. He's become one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and is on track to potentially be a Hall of Famer. Hit. 2019, Ed Oliver. Oliver, who looks like Paul George on creatine, has been solid but never spectacular. He's one of those guys that just kind of hangs around without ever making much of a splash. I'd say he's been mid. 2021, Gregory Rousseau. Rousseau hasn't even come close to reaching his potential. I think in very short order, he will be one of the better defensive linemen in the league, so therefore, he's a hit. 2022, Kaiir Elam. Elam's rookie season was unspectacular at best. Still has a lot of potential, but a lot to prove. So far, mid. Carolina Panthers, 2018, DJ Moore. Moore was a good receiver for the 5 years he was with Carolina before being traded this offseason. I'll say he's a hit, but it was very close. 2019, Brian Burns. Burns has made 2 Pro Bowls and is one of the better players at his position in the league, so he gets marked as a hit. 2020, Derek Brown. Brown has slowly but surely improved every year he's been in the league and is now making his name as one of the better defensive tackles. I'm going to say he's a hit. 2021, J.C. Horn. After an injury-shortened rookie year, Horn had a solid, if unspectacular, sophomore season. He still has a lot of potential, but thus far, he's been mid. 2022, Ikem Ekwonu. The big man's rookie season was solid, if not spectacular, but he did show flashes of potential. It's too early to say either way whether he's a hit or miss, so I'll just say he's mid for now. Chicago Bears, 2015, Kevin White. White was constantly injured and barely did anything on the field during his time with Chicago. He's a miss. 2016, Leonard Floyd. Floyd was a solid but not great player for a 9th overall pick. He was mid with the Bears before leaving for the Rams. 2017, Mitch Trubisky. All you need to know is that Trubisky is a solid spot starter at best, while the Bears traded up to draft him ahead of Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, miss. Smith was a good to very good player with the Bears, but he was only there for 4.5 seasons, so I'm going to say that he was mid. 2021, Justin Fields. Fields Fields is a fan favorite of the Bears for his exciting plays and running abilities, but let's be honest, he is not a good passer. In my opinion, he's been a miss. Yeah, that's right, Bears fans. Get angry at me. Get real angry. Call me names. It only makes me hornier. I apologize for that. Let's get back to the football. Cincinnati Bengals, 2018, Billy Price. Price only lasted 3 years in Cincinnati before being shipped out of town. Miss. 2019, Jonah Williams. Williams has been injury prone, but solid when he's played. I'd say he's been mid. 2020, Joe Burrow. Although I think Joe Burrow is overrated as a playoff performer, he is one of the better quarterbacks in the league and is the biggest reason for the turnaround of the Bengals franchise lately. He's obviously a hit. 2021, Jamar Chase. Chase is already one of the better receivers in the league through 2 years. Hit. 2022, Daxton Hill. Hill's rookie season was pretty rough, and as of this moment, he looks like a miss. Cleveland Browns, 2017, Myles Garrett. Garrett is one of the best players in the league in any position, although he does have a bit of a violent streak, but I have to say he's a hit. No offense to Mason Rudolph. 2018, Baker Mayfield. Mayfield started out looking like a future star, but he ended up being a bust, so he's a miss. 2018, Denzel Ward. Ward has been good, but not quite as good as you would expect for a guy picked 4th overall. He's also been consistently injury prone. Still, I would say he has to be considered a hit. 2020, Jedrick Willis Jr. He's been solid, if not unspectacular, throughout his 3 years in Cleveland. Mid. 2021, Greg Newsome II. Newsome still doesn't have an interception in his 2-year career, but he's been a good cover corner, so I'll say he's mid. Dallas Cowboys, 2017, Taco Charlton. Taco spent just 2 years with the Cowboys before going to Miami. Miss. 2018, Leighton Vander Esch. The real-life version of Thad Castle looked to be a future superstar after his rookie year, but injuries had halted that. Still, he's a solid player, but not what he could have been. Mid. 2020, CeeDee Lamb. Lamb has developed into a very good receiver. Hit. 2021, Micah Parsons. The biggest fucking weirdo in the NFL, but he's also one of the best players in the NFL. Hit. 2022, Tyler Smith. Smith had a very solid rookie season, and thus far, he looks like he's going to be a hit. All these hits, and they still can't make a conference championship game. That's disgusting. Denver Broncos, 2017, Garrett Bowles. It took a minute for Bowles to live up to his first-round status, but the last couple seasons, he's been very good. Hit. 2018, Bradley Chubb. Chubb had an injury-prone and inconsistent 4.5 years with the Broncos, never quite living up to his 5th overall draft pick status. But he's too good to be considered a miss, so he's mid. 2019, Noah Fant. Fant spent 3 solid but not spectacular years in Denver before being traded away in the Russell Wilson deal. They got fewer than 2,000 yards and 10 touchdowns out of him, so I have to say he's a miss. 2020, Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy has dealt with drop issues and injuries throughout his young career, but he finally showed some promise in year 3, but thus far, hard to say he's been anything more than mid. 2021, Patrick Surtain II. Surtain has lived up to all the draft hype and more, as he's already a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro in his young career, and he has a very bright future. Hit. Detroit Lions, 2019, TJ Hawkinson. Hawkinson is a good player and a multiple-time Pro Bowler, but problem is he's no longer on the Lions because they traded him, therefore mid. 2020, Jeff Okudah. One of the highest drafted cornerbacks ever, was injury-prone and didn't even last more than 3 years with the Lions before they traded him to the Falcons. Miss. 2021, Penei Sewell. In just 2 years, Sewell has become one of the better offensive tackles in the league and looks to be a major hit. 2022, Aiden Hutchinson. Hutchinson started off slow his rookie year, but turned it on towards the end and looks to be a future star. Hit. 2022, Jameson Williams. Williams has as many suspensions for gambling as he does touchdowns. Miss. Green Bay Packers, 2019, Rashawn Gary. Gary got off to a slow start, but has really picked it up the last couple seasons and looks to be a hit. 2020, Jordan Love. Love is the rare pick in this video that I don't think falls into any of the 3 categories because he hasn't had an opportunity playing behind Aaron Rodgers the last 3 years. But we're going to find out very soon this year. As of now, undecided. 2021, Eric Stokes. Stokes has had a couple injuries, but when on the field, he's been solid, not spectacular. So far, I would say he's been mid, but he does have potential. 2022, Quay Walker. Walker has become famous for getting ejected multiple times more than his play. Thus far, I would say he's a miss. 2022, Devontae Wyatt. The 3rd straight Georgia Bulldog the Packers have drafted in the 1st round, and Wyatt, much like his former Bulldog teammate Walker, looks like a miss so far. Houston Texans, 2016, Will Fuller. Fuller never became a star that you would expect from a 1st-round receiver, and now he's out of the league entirely. McDuffie, miss. 2017, Deshaun Watson. Strictly on the field during his time with Houston, Watson was obviously a hit, but we all know about what's happened off the field, which leaves me no choice but to say he is a miss. 2019, Titus Howard. Howard in his 4 years with Houston has been solid, but never anything special, so mid. 2022, Derek Stingley Jr. Stingley was okay, but inconsistent his rookie year before getting hurt. Thus far, he looks to be mid, but the talent is there. 2022, Kenyon Green. Green struggled mightily as a rookie, and thus far looks like a miss. Indianapolis Colts. 2015, Philip Dorsett. Dorsett played just 2 years in Indy and racked up 753 yards and 3 scores. Miss. 2016, Ryan Kelly. Kelly is a 3-time Pro Bowler and a longtime stalwart along the offensive line, so I have to say he's a hit. 2017, Malik Hooker. Hooker played just 4 seasons in Indy before going off to Dallas and never lived up to the hype. Miss. 2018, Quentin Nelson. Nelson is one of the better offensive linemen in the league, although he did have a bit of a down year in 2022, but he's made 5 Pro Bowls and 3 first-team All-Pros in 5 years. Hit. 2021, Kwity Paye. Paye has been solid and not spectacular thus far in his career, so he's been mid, but he does have potential. Jacksonville Jaguars. 2020, CJ Henderson. Henderson lasted just 10 games with Jacksonville before being traded. Miss. 2021, Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence had a horrible rookie year and looked to be a bit of a bust until about midway through last year when he finally showed why he was the most sought-after quarterback in years. He looks to be a future star. Hit. 2021, Travis Etienne. Etienne missed his rookie season with an injury, but last year showed why he was so highly touted. He looks to be a hit. 2022, Travon Walker. Walker has to be one of the most irrelevant first overall picks that I can think of. His rookie season was okay at best, and he really didn't show why he deserved to go first overall. So far, he's been mid. 2022, Devin Lloyd. Lloyd had some flashes as a rookie, but he still has some issues in terms of coverage. Thus far, I would say he's mid. Kansas City Chiefs. 2015, Marcus Peters. Peters has a lot of interceptions in his career, but he only played 3 seasons with Kansas City before being traded. Therefore, I have to say he was a miss. 2017, Patrick Mahomes. He's only the greatest quarterback of all time. Hit. 2020, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. A very mediocre player, and I would have to say has been a miss. 2022, Trent McDuffie. McDuffie had a solid but injury-prone rookie season. However, he does have potential. So far, I would say he's been mid. 2022, George Karlaftis. Furious George, as he's known, looks to be a very, very promising edge rusher. I wouldn't be surprised if he has double-digit sacks next season. Hit. Las Vegas Raiders. 2019, Clelin Ferrell. The former 4th overall pick was considered a reach at the time, and he has just 10 sacks through 4 years to show for it. Miss. 2019, Josh Jacobs. Jacobs is developed into one of the better running backs in the league. Hit. 2020, Henry Ruggs III. I think we all know why he's a miss. 2020, Damon Arnett. Arnett is already out of the league, which is all you need to know. Miss. 2021, Alex Leatherwood. Leatherwood is one of the worst offensive linemen in the league and not even on the Raiders anymore. Miss. Los Angeles Chargers. 2019, Jerry Tillery. One of the worst players at his position. Miss. 2020, Justin Herbert. Although he can be overrated by some for his flashy highlights, Herbert is the real deal. Hit. 2020, Kenneth Murray. Murray has yet to become the star many thought, but he's not a complete scrub either, so he's mid. 2021, Rashawn Slater. Slater made the Pro Bowl as a rookie and has a very promising future despite his sophomore year being ended early. I'm going to say he's a hit. 2022, Zion Johnson. Johnson's rookie season was merely okay, and it's too early to tell whether he'll be a hit or a miss. Therefore, he's mid. Los Angeles Rams. 2013. Yes, that's right. 2013, Tavon Austin. Austin has always been a highlight reel merchant and not much of an actual player. Miss. 2014, Greg Robinson. Robinson will go down as one of the biggest draft busts of all time. The 2nd overall pick did next to nothing in his NFL career. 2014, Aaron Donald. Donald was arguably the best defensive player of all time. Hit. 2015, Todd Gurley. Gurley was arguably the best running back in the league for a couple years before his knees failed him, but now he's out of the league. He only lasted 5 years with the Rams, so for all of his greatness, I'd have to say he was mid. 2016, Jared Goff. Goff was picked 1st overall with high expectations, and he had a historically awful rookie season, but the addition of Sean McVay really saved his career, and the two led the Rams to a Super Bowl appearance, but Goff never really became the the dominant quarterback many expected, and he was eventually traded away to Detroit. He wasn't a hit, he wasn't a miss, he's mid. And yes, the Rams have not had a first-round pick since 2016, and they won't have another one until 2024, maybe. That's the price of going all in for a Super Bowl. Miami Dolphins, 2020, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua's first 2 seasons were unimpressive before he broke out in year 3 thanks to new coach Mike McDaniel and Tyreek Hill. But Tua's also been plagued with concussion issues, but thus far, I would say he's been a hit reluctantly. 2020, Austin Jackson. Jackson has never really been able to find a home across the offensive line in Miami, and therefore I would consider him to be a miss. 2020, Noah Igbinoghene. Noah has had problems cracking the lineup with the Dolphins, and with the extension of Xavier Howard and their acquisition of Jalen Ramsey, his time with the team is probably coming to an end soon. I would say he's a miss. 2021, Jalen Waddle. Waddle was a bit of a reception merchant as a rookie, but as a second-year player with the addition of Tyreek Hill, he broke out, leading the league in yards per reception, and he looks to be a future star. Hit. 2021, Jalen Phillips. Phillips looks like he is going to be a future star in the league, even though he has yet to make a Pro Bowl in his career thus far. But I have a feeling that's going to change very soon. Hit. Minnesota Vikings. 2019, Garrett Bradbury. A solid but unspectacular center over the last 4 years. He's been mid. 2020, Justin Jefferson. Jefferson has evolved into arguably the best receiver in the entire league. I'd say that's a hit. 2020, Jeff Gladney. Gladney played just 1 season with the Vikings before he was waived, so I have to label him as a miss, although I hope he is resting in peace after he was tragically killed in a car accident in May of 2022. 2021, Christian Darrisaw. Darrisaw looks to have a lot of potential and a future star across the offensive line. I would say he's been a hit. 2022, Lewis Cine. Cine played in just 3 games and had 2 defensive snaps in his rookie season. So far, looking like a miss, but there's still time to turn it around. New England Patriots, 2018, Isaiah Wynn. Wynn dealt with injuries in his 5 seasons with the Patriots, and he's currently a free agent, so I would have to say that he is a miss. 2018, Sony Michel. Michel was a solid and unspectacular player, but he did play a role in the Patriots' 2018 title run. However, Patriots would have been much better off if they had drafted Nick Chubb instead, so I'm going to say Michel is mid. 2019, N'Keal Harry. In 3 seasons with the Patriots, Harry didn't even crack 600 receiving yards and just 4 receiving touchdowns. That's a miss. 2021, Mac Jones. Jones looked promising as a rookie, even making the Pro Bowl as an alternate, but he regressed in his sophomore season under Matt Patricia. The jury's still out, but right now it looks like he's mid. 2022, Cole Strange. Strange started all 17 games as a rookie, but didn't really shine in any way. Thus far, he's been mid. New Orleans Saints. 2018, Marcus Davenport. Davenport never lived up to the hype after the Saints traded up to get him in 2018, therefore making him a miss. 2020, Cesar Ruiz. Ruiz has been a solid, unspectacular starter for 3 years with the Saints. I have to say that he's mid. 2021, Peyton Turner. Turner has played just 13 games in his first 2 years, racking up only 3 sacks. Thus far, I'd have to say he's been a miss, but if he can stay healthy, he does have a chance to be good. 2022, Chris Olave. Olave looks to be a future star at the receiver position, making him a hit. 2022, Trevor Penning. Penning played in just 6 games as a rookie, but graded out pretty well according to PFF. But thus far, I would say it's too soon to make any declarations. He's mid. New Jersey Giants. 2019, Daniel Jones. Jones has been one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league since he became starter 4 years ago, and I pray the Giants keep him forever as an Eagles fan. He's been a miss. 2020, Andrew Thomas. Thomas is slowly developing into one of the better tackles in the league. I'd have to say he is a hit. 2021, Kadarius Toney. Toney barely spent any time with the Giants before being traded to the Chiefs, so he was a miss, although Chiefs fans will always love him for his Super Bowl exploits. 2022, Kayvon Thibodeau. Thibodeau had a good, not great rookie season, but he does have some potential to become good, although he does seem to run his mouth a lot. I'll say so far he's been mid. 2022, Evan Neal. Neal struggled mightily as a rookie, thus far making him a miss. New York Jets. 2021, Zach Wilson. Wilson has been the worst quarterback in the league since he entered the league. Miss. 2021, Elijah Vera Tucker. His rookie season was somewhat disappointing, but he improved in his sophomore year before he went down with an injury. If he stays healthy, he will be a hit. 2022, Sauce Gardner. Gardner already has an argument as the best cornerback in the NFL. Hit. 2022, Garrett Wilson. Wilson had over 1,100 yards as a rookie receiver. That's a hit. 2022, Jermaine Johnson II. Although his rookie season might not have been as special as his other two draft mates, Johnson was very solid and has the potential to become very, very good. Therefore, I'm going to say he's a hit as well. Philadelphia Eagles, 2017, Derek Barnett. Barnett was a consistently solid and not spectacular player in his 6 years in Philly, but he'll always be remembered for recovering Tom Brady's fumble late in Super Bowl 52. And for that, he'll always be a hit in my mind. 2019, Andre Dillard. Dillard never became the franchise tackle that the Eagles expected and is now with the Titans. That's a miss. 2020, Jalen Reagor. Reagor lasted just 2 seasons in Philly, not even breaking 700 receiving yards. Oh yeah, he was also picked 1 pick before Justin Jefferson. I'm not angry at all. Miss. 2021, Devonta Smith. Although he hasn't made a Pro Bowl yet, Smith is a very good player and looks to be a star wide receiver of the future. Hit. 2022, Jordan Davis. Davis had a disappointing rookie season, but as an Eagles fan, I haven't given up on the big fella just yet, but thus far, I sadly have to say he's a miss. Pittsburgh Steelers, 2017, TJ Watt. Watt is a future Hall of Famer, and that's all you need to know. Hit. 2018, Terrell Edmunds. Edmunds spent 5 good but not great seasons with the Steelers, and he's now a member of my Eagles, so I sure as hell hope he ends up playing better here. But overall, with the Steelers, mid. 2019, Devin Bush Jr. Bush never built off of a solid rookie season and is now on the Seahawks. Therefore, I'd have to say he's a miss. 2021, Najee Harris. I know Najee has a lot of supporters, but I've never been a fan of his. I've always thought he was pretty mid, which is what he is. 2022, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Kitten Mittens struggled somewhat as a rookie, but I do believe he's better than his stats indicate. Therefore, I'm going to say he's mid for now. San Francisco 49ers. 2018, Mike McGlinchey. Eminem spent 5 good seasons in San Francisco. Never great, but good. But he was only there for 5 seasons, and he's now on the Broncos. So I'd have to say that he's mid. 2019, Nick Bosa. Famous hater of racism, Nick Bosa is one of the best defensive players in the league. Therefore, he's a hit. 2020, Javon Kinlaw. In 3 seasons since being picked 14th overall, Kinlaw has just 1.5 sacks. Therefore, I'd have to say he's a miss. 2020, Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk has turned into a very, very respectable player. Although he's not a star receiver, he's a very, very good number 2 or 3 option. Therefore, I'd have to say he's mid, but he's on the verge of being a hit. 2021, Trey Lance. After being drafted 3rd overall, we still really don't know what Lance can do due to injuries, but the fact that the 49ers are already looking to trade him in place of Brock Purdy says that, yeah, he's probably a miss. Seattle Seahawks. 2016, Jermaine Ifedi. Jermaine lasted 4 seasons with the Seahawks, never really breaking out into anything special before leaving for Chicago. Therefore, I have to say that he was a miss. 2018, Rashad Penny. Penny, when he's on the field, has been an absolute beast, but therein lies the problem. He's rarely on the field and always injured, so therefore, I have to say he's a miss, although he's on the Eagles now, so I'm hoping he finally stays healthy for the first time in his life, but I doubt it. 2019, LJ Collier. In 4 seasons with Seattle, Collier had just 3 sacks before moving on to the Arizona Cardinals. Therefore, he's a miss. 2020, Jordan Brooks. Brooks has developed into a very good off-ball linebacker, although he might be injured to start the 2023 season. Still, he's been good. He's a hit. 2022, Charles Cross. Cross had some rookie moments, as you would expect as a rookie in 2022, but overall, he has shown a lot of potential, and I think he could be very good someday. So far, he's mid. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2017, O.J. Howard. Howard has never played up to his physical skills and measurables, and he lasted 5 years in Tampa without ever really making much of an impact. Therefore, I would say he was a miss. 2018, Vita Vea. Vea has developed into one of the best nose guards in the league and can be straight up dominant at certain points. He's been a hit. 2019, Devin White. A very polarizing player who has a great highlight tape, but on a play-by-play basis is usually out of position and makes a lot of dumb plays. The Bucs are also looking to trade him, so that basically says it all. But he was a key part of their 2020 playoff run, so I have to say he's mid. 2020, Tristan Wirfs. Wirfs has already made 2 Pro Bowls and a first-team All-Pro in just 3 seasons. He looks to be the leader of the Bucs franchise for the foreseeable future now that Tom Dilfer has retired. Hit. 2021, Joe Tryon Shoyinka. Shoyinka still hasn't reached his potential, but he does have a very bright future. Thus far, I would say he's been mid. Tennessee Titans. 2018, Rashaan Evans. Evans played 4 unspectacular years in Tennessee before he signed with Atlanta. He's currently a free agent. Therefore, he was mid. 2019, Jeffrey Simmons. Simmons has validated the Titans for taking a chance on him, becoming a multiple-time Pro Bowler and one of the best players in the league at his position. He's been a hit. 2020, Isaiah Wilson. Isaiah Wilson could be, quite honestly, the biggest draft bust in the history of the NFL. So yeah, he's a miss. 2021, Caleb Farley. A supremely talented corner who has played just 12 games in 2 years due to injury problems, which was one of the concerns for him when he came out of Virginia Tech. He has a lot of potential, but it's looking like he'll never reach it. Therefore, right now, I'm going to have to say he's a miss. 2022, Treylon Burks. Burks had just 444 yards and a touchdown as a rookie, therefore making him a miss to this point. And finally, Washington Commanders. 2019, Dwayne Haskins. There's no way around it. Haskins was a miss for Washington before going to Pittsburgh and spending a year as a backup, and then he was tragically taken from us too soon last year. Rest easy, Dwayne. 2019, Montez Sweat. Sweat has developed into a very, very good player and therefore is a hit. 2020, Chase Young. No offense to Tom Brady. Young to me has always been a little bit overrated as a second overall pick, has just 9 sacks through 2.5 seasons. I'll say he's been mid. 2021, Jamin Davis. Davis went from being really bad as a rookie to just solid as a sophomore, but he is a freakish athlete and has unlimited potential. Thus far, though, I'd have to say he's been mid. 2022, Jahan Dotson. Dotson had 7 touchdowns as a rookie and looks to have massive potential down the line. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that he is a hit. Well, that'll do it for the video, folks. I hope I didn't make you too angry if you made it this far. If you haven't yet, please press that subscribe button and tell your friends all about my channel. Stay classy.